So today I'm going to take an old kid's pedal cart. Here we go. One of these grotty old things with the plastic wheels. You can get them free pretty much. And I'm going to extend it and make it into an electric cart. It's 24-volt one. You can see I've started laying out the stuff over there. Got some cheap wheelbarrow wheels. £18.50 off eBay. It's about $22, including delivery. This is cheap. And I've got some box tubing I've had kicking around for about 20 years. So I'm going to cut that up. You can see I've started making it already. And weld into a frame. So up next, just laying out the geometry. So just put a few little tack welds in here and there for the moment, just to sort this frame out. Try to find the flattest surface I could find, which is far from ideal because it's concrete slabs. And now I'm just going to make sure that these angles here are all welded up nice and straight. Right, so just quickly nip those on. So here I've made, I've got a sprocket carrier. This was off of an old angle grinder. You see I've drilled a few holes in it there. And this is half an alloy wheel off a Go Kart. So I've made that. That's going to be a friction disc band. And to act as the brake basically. And so we'll just line that up wherever we need to the brake at the front there. And that should do the job. So the frame is done, as you can see. The wheels are on. Around here I've mounted the motor. Had to make a sprocket carrier. Oh, and underneath here you can see that I've made a brake drum for a brake band out of half a Go Kart alloy wheel, which is quite useful, and a bit of tubing. And I've fixed one wheel over there. You can see it that side. And then this side is just free spinning. So it'll only drive on the left hand side wheel. Frame's all done. Pretty much anyway. I know all you professional welders will be admiring my welding quality. There you go, look at that, brilliant, eh? Still, it does the job. Now, next problem is the front wheels. You'll see that they've got a bit of excessive toe out, which makes steering somewhat wobbly. So my next job is I'm going to cut these off here, these rods, and I've got some of these 6mm joints to go on the end here. So I'm going to just put those on there now. Then at least we'll have adjustable track rods. You can see when that one's straight there, it's far from ideal, as you can imagine. So we're just going to fix that problem. Right, so I just went to fit these joints. Here we are. And guess what? They're off eBay, and if you look down in there, bloody idiots haven't even bothered threading them. This one has got a bit of thread in it, but Christ knows what it is. Might even be left-handed, I don't know, but either way, they're junk. So here we are in SketchUp and we're making a throttle paddle for it, or foot pedal. If you're not familiar with this, this is SketchUp by Google. This is the free version 2017, and it's pretty handy for this kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a few holes through there, and this is going to go around the old bike throttle, and we'll go and print it out in just a second. So now I've loaded it into Slicer to prepare it for 3D printing. You need to export here from the G-code once you've set up your printer settings. There you go, she's all good to go, looking nice. So we'll generate the G-code and go and print it off. So here's the finished frame. Just going to apply a bit of the magic milk. Give it a bit of an iron phosphate covering. Give it a nice black patina before we paint it in protection. Okay. So here it is now. It's had the Hammerite cure rust on it. Does a really good job, that stuff. Literally protects the metal, kills off all the rust, converts it all to iron phosphate. We're good to go for painting. So here it is, the finished go-kart. Looking pretty fancy, kids like it. In fact, they love driving around. One of their friends has broken it already, but I've fixed that. Okay, so let's have a quick wander around, just a quick summary. We've got the £18.95, so about $22 wheelbarrow wheels, set of 4 off eBay. We've got the motor, it's supposed to be 24-volt motor, but I suspect it's more like a 48-volt motor, because this thing is just chugging at like 600, 700, 800 RPM or something at 24 volts. I would imagine that this is off of I don't know, some sort of fairground car of some description. We've got the adjustable seat off the original one. You just unbolt the seat and slide it backwards and forwards. Not, of course, that adults would want to have a go on this, but anyway. You've got a big fat lipo down here. Chain tensioners. This is 25H chain. So takes 3mm sprocket down there, and is about 6mm, I think, chain distance. So the big lipo here is a 6S, 8000 milliamp or 8 amp lipo. Lasts a long time, probably nearly half an hour even. Frame's all nicely painted now and welded up. Now I've designed this frame in such a way that we can put a big petrol engine, which I've got hiding over there under the cover, a big Honda, when they get older. The garden here is made of a few lawns. This is the lower lawn by the river, so it's not really that big for driving around on, but it does for the kids for the moment. I've got a box here for the speed controller, and since I 3D printed the other one, the pedal and whatnot, the throttle for this, I've since changed it. This turned up. I ordered one of these £9 eBay throttles, and you can see it's pretty sensitive and pretty good. It just gives it a better feel to it. Over there we've got the brake pedal we made, and added, of course, the track rod ends down there so we can adjust that. Steering wheel kept breaking. This is obviously the original one. They're pretty flimsy, to be honest with you. So I fixed that with some of this white gloop called Polymorph. It's basically a low temperature thermoplastics you stick in hot water, about 80 degrees centigrade water, and it turns into a clear jelly. You just pile it in there, and when it cools down it turns into a bulletproof nylon. Brilliant stuff. It is absolutely fantastic, that stuff, for fixing things. And that is pretty much it. Total time, I would say, has taken me probably about a week in the evenings, mucking around. Maybe a week of an evenings and a couple of days, perhaps, I'm not sure. It didn't have to be done, painted and all that kind of thing. Of course, you could just stretch out the car and call it a day like that, but if a job's worth doing and all that. Anyway, there you go. Go on then, faster. It's actually quite nippy. There you go, you heard a wheel spin there. Not sure if it was for the wife or the children.